Hi friends, it's Sajid and today I have a tag video for you all. This is called the End of the World book tag that was created by Olivia from I Love You Books, and I just saw her video and decided to do it. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. Make sure and go check her out. She is a darling. So basically the concept for this tag is that you have like a whole bunch of like disasters and they all relate to books in some way. So the first one is an earthquake, and earthquakes separate the ground into multiple pieces. What is your favorite book with multiple perspectives? For this one, I went with Beauty Queens by Libba Bray because I just love shoving this book in y'all's faces. So this is about a group of teenage girls who are left castaway on an island after their plane crashes because they were supposed to be heading to a beauty pageant thing that they are competing in. And this book has a lot of intersectional representation in it. We have characters who are women of color, who are disabled, who are in the LGBTQ community, so we have a lot of representation in this book. We get to see what's in their mind, we get to see how they perceive the world, we get to see how they interact with others and how their identities inform their interaction with others, and that was a really interesting thing to see, and I really appreciate Libba Bray's effort to make a book like this. Number 2, an asteroid. You can see an asteroid coming before it hits. What book did you see the plot twist coming way beforehand? Oh my god, Looking for Alaska was the most obvious thing ever. If you didn't know, this book is separated into before and after. So a specific event happens halfway through and you don't know what it is, and then the book is separated into before it happens and after it happens. Basically, I saw it coming like from the first 2 pages. If you know John Green, and if you could just tell by the tone of this book, you knew how the kind of route it was going to take. Number 3, an epidemic, a disease that everybody seems to be catching. What book does everyone seem to be getting that you don't want? I will have to say Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. Good lord. I mean, the cover of this book alone looks like a fucking disease. I read the Divergent trilogy by Veronica Roth like almost 3 years ago and I really liked it. It was one of my favorites back then, but now if I reread it, I know I wouldn't really like it as much, just because I outgrew that sort of writing and that sort of genre, so to speak, so I don't really think that I would enjoy this book that much. And I have also heard all of the horror stories with regards to the isms that are in this book, and I would rather not read it, because if I read this book and I think for myself that it is a racist book, then I will drag Veronica Roth across all social media platforms. And I don't want to do that because I like her. I think she's a nice person. She's cute. She looks like she could be the star of like a hipster Lifetime movie, you know what I'm saying? Number 4 is a tsunami. Tsunamis flood everything. What book flooded your thoughts and you couldn't get off your mind or stop thinking about? I'm going to spare you all of regurgitating Homegoing and A Tale for the time being again, and instead talk about Persepolis by Jeanne, which is a book that I have not talked about since like the beginning of 2016. So this is a graphic memoir, as you can see, and it's separated into 2 parts: Jeanne's childhood and preteen years, followed by the second part, which is her teenage/young adult years. It's been almost 2 years, and the main thing that has stuck with me is her, not so much character development, but her development as a person throughout her years. So she grew up in the context of the Islamic Revolution in Iran, and then when she was a teenager, she moved to Europe for 4 years, and then she moved back to Iran. So you're looking at all of these things, the political climate, the living as an immigrant in a different country for how many years, learning a different language and all of that kind of stuff, and how that served to shape her into the person that she is, I wouldn't say today, but the person that she was by the end of the book. Number 5 is Nuclear War, the battle of all battles between humans. Favorite human fight in a book. So I don't really like action scenes, so if there's an action scene with fighting, I tend to skip over it or something, or I don't really read books with a lot of action in the first place, so I can't particularly think of any specific human fight that I enjoyed in any book. However, the one that I chose for this, I don't know if it counts, but that beautiful moment in The Prisoner of Azkaban when Hermione punched Malfoy in his bitch ass fucking noodle looking ass face, that was beautiful. That was just one of the greatest moments of Harry Potter history. Number 6, artificial intelligence, robots, computers, technology taking over the world. Favorite book you read on any sort of e-reader? So I've actually never really read an e-book, but I did listen to my first complete audiobook this year, and that was for Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I will leave a link up to my book reviews video where I talked more about that, but the audiobook experience was something that I really enjoyed. There was something about listening to the tone of his voice that I don't think that I would have gotten had I read the actual text of the book, because you really felt the passion and you felt the feelings that Ta-Nehisi Coates had towards this particular issue. And I think that also made the experience of reading this book something more powerful and revolutionary. Number 7, Alien Invasion, best sci-fi novel. I have not read a lot of sci-fi, and the only sci-fi book that still stands as my favorite today out of the very few that I have read is of course The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Their series is a very instrumental series for me, because it was one of the first series that I've read. I think it was actually the first series that I ever completed. I just have a lot of nostalgic memories attached to this book, and it's something that's just very near and dear to my heart. And the final question is end of the world movie. End of the world disaster movies would always continue to make it in Hollywood, just like book to movie adaptations. What book adaptation are you looking forward to? Yo, that is how you link. That is how you link something. Most of the books that I enjoy reading don't tend to get turned into movies because Hollywood is not woke or revolutionary. However, they have surprised me because they are actually making a movie for The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and although I have not finished this book as yet, I am so pumped for the movie because I think this is going to be something so game-changing. It's going to really make a statement, and I'm very happy that they're doing this. And Amanda Steinberg is going to be playing the main character, which I love her, and I'm really glad that they chose her. And this will be a good movie. It will be a good movie. I'm going to end the video here. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. I will tag people in the description down below, so check to see if your name is there. And until next time, inshallah, keep reading.